Hello and welcome to the Isle of Misfit Rolls, a 5e D&D actual play where the only difference between heroes and villains is perspective. Thank you all for joining us tonight, especially you, Bobby. Don't forget you can catch this episode on YouTube later on and on Sundays on podcast networks around the globe. I did that out of sequence, but it's cool because we're still doing it. Tonight we are joined in the top left with the player of Paladins, and to no one's surprise, playing as our Tiefling Paladin, Laurel, we have Ellen.
Hello.
In the middle left, we have the Queen of Slice and Dice herself playing as our sticky finger tiefling rogue Tally. We have Jenny.
Hello.
Bottom left, we have the D&D vet that keeps this DM in check, playing as our cold-blooded, face-eating, Chafiki summoning druid Chalk. We have Gray.
Hello.
And in that top right square, we got the man on the ones and twos keeping the stream running, playing as our Gith wizard Almis, Adam.
Oh, Black Betty. Now, oh.
In the middle right, on the ones and rolling the ones and twos, bleeding from the eyes and being mean to that lovely little boy Mo, playing as our human blood hunter Aviana, Erica.
Black Betty had a child, bam blam, dancing, gone wild, bam blam. That's the bait you're gonna throw me? Okay.
Did you have to Google it?
No, I know this song. I still grew up in like the thousands. I know what I'm doing.
The thousands. Feeling really old, in the middle square. something, garbage cart on fire, D&D, something with a campaign. I'm Mike.
You're not that old. It's fine.
And if this old man wanted, because he can't remember what happened last week, what young spry folk would he go talk to?
Shot not.
I'll do it for a little bit. So last week, until I get to the end, because then I'm going to smell. Last week, the party, becoming like clouds, went to the hotel where the band was supposed to be, Trixie and the Pixies, and where the Godbot was supposed to be, the whole thing that they were going after. Everyone turned into clouds, went to the top floor, the penthouse, some would say, and confronted the band. Come to find out, this band was another group of individuals who were hunting darkness before things all went to shit. So we talked about that. The Godbot is there, and everything seems to be okay, copacetic. What's his name showed up, Erica? What's
Eloise?
Eloise showed up. So there's a lot of characters in place at the moment, but the idea is we got to take down this tower that's in the middle of the city because bad things are happening. And this is where I lost track. So Ellen, if you want to finish what happened.
Bad things are happening, is
Yeah.
what you last said.
Uh-huh.
We see, the problem is I wasn't listening to your recap, so I don't know what happened before
We know
you.
we talked to the group. We know where the Godbot is. We're in the hotel.
Yes.
Now what are we doing?
Yes. We learned some things, such as the Trixie and the Pixies are one of the other groups that was sent by the church to do stuff. And they have a lantern, and Goldie was near a ringing anvil, and Goldie responds to music for some reason, and Lana plays music, and the body starts dancing, and Almost wants to jump into the body, and Laurel is very confused, and Alois thinks that there might be people here with dubious intent, but I think he meant us. Oh wait, no, he didn't mean us. He meant someone else. And said that the group was brought here under false pretenses by his own flesh and blood, intending to do something with the body of Unis. And his sister, whom Aviana knows, is behind all of this and is engaged to some guy that I don't know who he is. His name is Killian Glasser. I don't know. But, and her name is Lorelei, and she was in Grotria.
The town
Alois
of Gilmore.
Alois wants to release the city from the bubble, and we are planning to work with the band to take down the darkness, is what I wrote down last. That was very vague of me.
I think you got it though. I think that's everything.
Yeah.
So now that we kind of know what happened last session, let's see if we can also figure out what happens on this week's episode on the Isle of Misfit Rolls.
I have to get rid of him. He's got to go.
He's still there.
He's got to go. He's got to go. Okay. I don't want him
Gotta
anymore.
go right now.
He's
Gotta go.
He's a plague upon my household, and I don't
We
want
are
him anymore.
we are live.
Been live for
Yeah.
like 10 seconds. It's
We-
fine.
Uh huh.
I was like, you're not going to
she
stop her?
stands by it.
Yeah.
No.
I knew. I look. Yeah. Sometimes I know how to work a bit. Okay. That was anyway. What? Just Aaron Carter needs to get out of my life. That's all I'm saying.
Nick Carter.
Fuck.
I can't remember. It's been so long since we've seen him.
You get Bakugo instead. There
I
he
thought it
is.
was
There
Aaron.
you,
Even better.
there was a Deku and then he fell and scared the shit out of myself and my cat. It was awful. Anyway,
Mike.
what are we doing?
And so,
It was a very important detour. I don't know what you want from me.
Eloise just kind of looks at the group. He goes, so what exactly do you need from me?
Portable hole so we can carry this
Portable
body,
hole.
Yes.
pointing to the gold guy, because we're not leaving him with where he can get snatched. And then we'll go take down the tower.
It doesn't matter where the hole goes to.
No, you give us a portable hole. It's a magical item, and then we carry him with us.
I've never used that item. I've
I'll
never
just
had
look-
much.
Yeah, can I just look at the rogue guy that I forget his name every time?
Brian?
Elrid?
Elrid.
Whatever.
Elrid?
Yeah.
Wait,
Like-
he's not. Oh, he is with us.
He's there. I'll look
And
at
Mel.
Elrid. Hey, you guys know what I'm saying, right? Can you help this man get us the thing that we need instead of trying to explain to him how magical items work?
He's like, he knows how it works. We'll get one. Has some of them go to certain places. But you're specifying you want one that has its own pocket dimension, correct?
Yeah, get us a fresh one.
Okay.
Hold on. What do you mean they go places?
Well,
Define.
they go to they have one that goes to a small treasury of his own personal belongings. And to that style of effect.
I mean, if you want to give us that one as well, that's fine. We'll look after both of them.
He just kind of looks at you, smiles, he goes, I trust you, but not with that. We'll get you one that goes into a void space. I do not know how long this will take me to do, but I will put a rush on this.
Just do it before this concert, because that concert's the distraction. So
I will also try and find out when exactly this concert is.
make it happen. You're a big man.
Fortunately, I will probably have to go speak with my brother. He just kind of looks down at the ground. Okay.
Doing his speed.
But alas, I believe we have what seems to be the beginnings of a plan. When should we meet again? How should we be in contact?
Great question. Where are we going?
I think we should
Mel.
stay in the bubble. For sure. There's no sense in going back outside.
Elred's like, I wouldn't recommend leaving, that's for sure. You could stay at the hideout if you need it.
Take
Where?
down bubble.
Yeah, that's. We'll take it. We'll once we have a distraction to get in, take the tower down. The bubble will come down.
Can we not stay in the penthouse? Is that an issue?
Ricky's like, let me think about that. No. We have a bunch of interviews to do still. Kashei's Times, I believe, is coming. And
Excuse me.
no offense, but you all don't really fit our vibe.
All right. I mean,
Um,
yeah, we do know of what's the name of the hide place. He told us the name of it
He
2 or 3 sessions ago.
You should have it. That's why I'm not giving it to you.
Adam
because I
doesn't
told
take
you it
notes.
would.
You know
Okay,
that.
to a hide
As-
place.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a meeting point for whenever we got inside the
Yeah.
bubble.
Can't
Oh,
remember.
It's some old inn
As-
that's been
The
closed
Zen
down.
Fly Inn.
There you go.
Okay.
Good.
perfect.
I
As
can
she
find it.
says, as she says that we're not her vibe, I'm going to transform into what I look like at the ball, the Lord Box ball with the unicorn dress and all that stuff. Yeah.
They're just kind of like, kind of gives you like, okay, I see what you're doing here, but we'll see, kind of thing.
Hmm.
And Mel's just like, looks to the other two, goes, should I lead them? Should lead them to the inn? And Eloise is like, yes, you both should go. I can't risk you being spotted with me any further. Elred kind of nods and he goes, I'll wait for you to leave first. And Eloise, at that point, takes his leave and heads out. And Dumag comes over and goes, Zen, fly in. We will send a messenger there if we need to get in contact with you, but if not, we will potentially try to meet up sometime tomorrow. And we will, hopefully you have more of a plan, or I don't know if we should try to have somebody get close to the tower and fully understand, because we know it has to do something with the tower. Is your plan to just blindly run at tower?
Hey, Chalk. How much longer can we turn into clouds?
All day.
We should just go look at the tower. Why we could be clouds, right?
That's a good plan. Good
Yeah.
start.
I'll
That's
say you
what I
got
was
like 5 or
thinking.
6 hours left.
Alois has already left.
It's 8 hours total, right?
Yeah, we travel
If-
at like light speed nearly.
If you can get into contact with Alois also and ask him if he can get us any information about the interior of the tower, that'd be phenomenal.
Elray just kind of nods. He goes, I'll have a message sent to him. We'll see if you can pull any scrolls together of any floor plans or whatnot.
We'll take what we can get. Although, to be honest, we can talk about plans later. We can scope it out for now, because theoretically, if we can just skip all of it and go right to the top, potentially. I say like I think we need to go to the top. I don't know where we need to go. Because hypothetically, also, if we can just destroy. Anyway, this is a conversation for us to have.
Shall we head back to the inn? Or will you be doing other things?
I think we were
I-
gonna scope out the tower, right?
Well, to be fair, is the inn's in the city here, right? Or is it on the outskirts?
It is on in the outer ring where you all first entered. It is in
in
the
the same
poor district. Yes, it's in the like. You guys are in like the hoity-toity inner ring right now, which is where most people are, and a couple of people who technically should not still be in the city but have been hiding from the guards when they did most of the clearing out are in the outer ring, and all the buildings were like boarded up and stuff like that. So it seems like it's an abandoned inn.
We can probably find it then on our own. It'll be faster. So we can do our scoping out. We know what the inn's called. We can probably find it. It'll save everybody a lot of time, and we move faster than you do.
They give you a brief kind of description, roughly where it is, so you at least have a general idea.
So we don't go in just blindly being like, I look for an inn.
In a giant metropolitan, giant city.
Whoops. Appreciated.
All right, so what is the plan?
I'll turn into a cloud.
Before we do that, do we want to turn into clouds? Everyone want to take a different corner of a... It's been a long day.
Because you're unable to really communicate in form, but you can get closer to it.
Yeah, before we turn into clouds, everyone take essentially a cardinal direction. Take a look, see what you can see.
Yeah.
In the room or
no, on the tower.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Someone take a hypothetical north side. Someone take a hypothetical south side. Scope it out. We'll meet back at the end.
Yeah, I'll take north, and I'm slowly changing into gas.
Okay, so the group is slowly changing. Mel and Elrid take their leave and go put their cloaks again back into their deep cloaks, and they start to make their way outside. And Trixie and the Pixies are just like kind of, you see them starting to now plan out their set on what they're going to be doing, what songs are they going to be singing, what kind of vibe they want to bring to this, any special effects. You see them starting to kind of work out their plan for their concert. And a minute has passed, and you are all in your cloud form.
I love the fact that we're like, that's a great plan, and then didn't pick a direction. Anyway,
I said
Okay.
north. I
you
got
picked
north.
north.
Said south.
I wasn't
I
listening.
said
Anyway,
south.
well, you know what? We don't almost pick the side.
You're all just going to
go
fly
from there.
around the tower. You don't need to head to
Yeah.
a certain, like, it's pretty easy to know where the tower is. It's this giant fucking floating tower. And so, you head towards the tower. And as you approach the tower, I've lost my mouse. So, as you get closer to it, it's a lot easier to see. It is a floating egg-shaped tower, similar to a long. It is kind of curved at the top, curved at the bottom. It is more bulbous at the bottom. And from what you guys have kind of been told and understand, this tower is normally not floating. It is normally on the ground. There are similar looking 5 smaller towers around it. As you see right now, there are 5 large chains that come from this, like, a 25% up the tower, and that are chained down to nearby the 5 small towers. So there's 5 chains going to. If you were looking at it from directly on top, it would look like a 5-pointed star with a piece in the middle with a chain running to each point. The chain is not actually connected to each tower. It is between the tower and just behind each tower, towards the main tower, there is a giant, like, anchor point. So you're not sure if these chains were removed. Would this tower just continue to float up? Or is it pulling power from this? You're unsure. As you're doing more recon on it, you would notice that there looks to be a plate or a giant platform that sits underneath this main floating tower. And it looks like, and you can see a couple people get on it. And you can see almost like a energy field begin, and it looks like this floating platform actually raises up to like 100 some odd feet that this thing is suspended in the ground, and almost like plugs a hole in the bottom of the main tower. It's like an elevator, no handrail or anything like that, but just like a floating disc that goes up and comes back down to have people go in and out of the tower. As you fly closer to the tower and you look at the chains near where the chain actually mounts to the main tower, you can see at each point there is a ballista. So if you were to be making an obvious attack, you would be fired upon. And going up further, it's smooth. There is no windows. It's a solid tower. Except when you get about 2/3 of the way up, there is an opening. And it looks like almost like an observation deck. So that could be a possible entry point. You do notice that area, because it is an open area, is fairly heavily guarded. And give me each of you investigation.
Where's my little man, Sylvie?
I had one question.
Shoot.
Maybe it's attached to the investigation. Are the chains that are on the floating tower, is it taut, or is there slack in it?
They are all taut.
Okay,
Said, sorry, was investigation?
Yes, please.
that's a 20 for almost.
That is 25 for Tolly.
22.
All right, it's good enough. I'll just tell you information. I don't need any more rolls. When you get to the top of the tower, you'll notice that there is what a about 15 to 20 foot circular hole that looks like it goes straight down. As you start to approach it, you can feel the magical energy just radiating off this thing. You can't get close enough to look down into this opening. As you get close, it like the magic energy is so thick. It's almost similar to what the dome itself is made out of.
Is there bad vibes with that, or
Not bad vibes, but just pure magic.
no dark vibes? Got it.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's not. It's a different. The magic feels different. It doesn't feel like light magic. It doesn't feel like dark magic. It just feels like an odd magic.
So the amount of space between the observation deck and the shield port is what I'm going to start calling it. How much space is between there?
From the observation deck is 2/3 of the way up,
Mm-hmm. And then the
And
thing
so-
is at the very top.
and that is at the very top. You're essentially getting almost, especially with your magical knowledge, everyone can pretty much look at it, and it's pretty obvious that it looks like whatever is powering this dome is shooting up through this hole and then blooming out.
But it's not darkness. What
Just magic.
is there? As I'm going up and down, can I? Is there anywhere on it that has a particular dark magic vibe?
You're not getting dark magic.
baby. No darkness, baby.
Actually, you know what? Give me the good old
Fuck.
Aviana with advantage darkness check.
Yeah. By the way, I'd like to point out I've played this entire game and I've never had proficiency in this skill. 15. The entire fucking game. Hi, do you want to have a core blood hunter skill? I'm gonna not take proficiency in it. It's fine. Sorry, 15.
You're a blood hunter. No one said you were a good blood hunter.
Absolutely true.
Sorry, what was the number?
15.
Yeah, you're not getting any kind of. Yeah, you're not getting a darkness. This isn't radiating darkness. That is for sure.
Last question. Observation. Excuse me.
The
Observation.
observation deck. Yep.
That goes all the way through, so you can see through the other side.
Are you attempting to go into it?
What I'm saying, if I look at it, can I see the other side?
No.
Okay. So it's like a cutout, not just completely hollow on this
Yes.
section.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that answers my second question. So there we go.
Like it's not a window or whatnot.
It would
It
be
is
like
a-
on the Death Star, like when they come into dock, but you can't see the other side of the Death Star, right?
Yeah, there's rooms and built like there's stuff there. That's for sure. We've been distracted
Huh.
by a cat.
She's very cute.
Yeah, okay,
You know what's
it's
meant for
just
me.
me. All right, cool.
Very cool cat.
Okay. And there's nowhere like underground we could kind of go. Like it's just flat. What about the 5 little towers?
Yeah. What do you mean by under? Like you can go underneath this. There is a platform
Like-
that goes.
Yeah, okay. So because for some reason my brain is like, floating crystal, leave hole in ground when lift up. That's not how that works. What are the the 5 towers like looking like?
The 5 towers are as you go close to them, and you kind of these ones do have windows, and these have. You look at one of the towers. It looks like they're dealing with different wood, and you can see if you're looking in a couple of the windows and whatnot, you see forest layouts, and you see
Like dioramas or
yeah, and plans and like big maps of the surrounding area and the surrounding forests. You see shipping routes and that kind of thing, and then different plans and different like saw designs, and looks like they're trying to design certain things. If you look into another tower, it is full of books, and looks like people keeping ledgers are currently working in there and going over things like that. In another tower, you look in there, you see people with almost like schematics and blueprints planning out like the city's layout and potentially new construction projects and stuff along those lines. You look in the other one, it looks like there's full of kitchens and plans for like, looks like they're trying out some new recipes, and there's also like planning out actual like crates of food are being established there and stuff like that. And then you check out another tower, and it looks like they are currently looking like they're working on magic. They look like they're trying to imbue some magic items, potentially mixing some different kinds of potions and seeing how things are going. And if people want to give me an intelligence check,
three,
I
four,
might be able to
five.
fill you in a little bit more.
What? No.
Just straight up intelligence.
Yes, please.
10.
That's
19.
16.
My rolls are not rolling.
They
Hmm.
don't. We don't see you rolling.
Hey.
Huh. Oh, okay. Chalk got a rolling.
Yeah.
I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening. Chalk
Sorry,
got good
bot
rolls.
not working? Where is it? Where are you rolling?
Maybe just refresh.
I did refresh. I got
Oh.
There
a
it is.
6.
Oh, there it is. Not
Unfortunate.
good. No bueno. Did anybody have, what was the highest? Almost as 19?
19, I think, yeah.
All right. Just so you guys know, I don't actually have the D&D Beyond rolling thing open most of the time. So even if you are rolling through D&D Beyond, please verbally say out your roll for me and for our lovely listening audience. Chalk, you had a 17, it looks like?
That's correct. Yep.
Okay, thank you. So, Almas and Chalk, you're able to kind of put together, when they were earlier going over, you normally don't pay attention to these types of things, but earlier when they were talking about the different families on the council, a lot of these buildings sound like things that these 5 families were in charge of. So if you were to put together a guess, you would notice that each of these towers is probably under the power of each of the 5 families on the council.
Makes sense. Question now, as we're investigating these smaller buildings.
Mhm.
Anchor points on this side, and how big are these chains?
The chains are huge.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're talking probably like 3 links, or like or about 2 links would be like the size of a family sedan.
Gotcha. And the anchor points on because it was anchored to the 5 towers on the ground, the one
It's
at the
anchored
top,
to a spot near each tower.
near each tower. What does that anchor look like? Same
It
as
looks-
up top?
It looks like there's a half ring
Mm-hmm.
that was raised out of the ground and is attached to that half ring. That half ring, think of it almost like a cruise ship style chain, like a giant fucking thick ass chain.
Yeah.
Like you could probably run up this if you needed to.
Oh, I'm going to.
Behold, it is me, Naruto.
And looking at the structure of the actual
It's 100
anchors
feet up, you said,
itself-
right? Sorry? The main tower is 100 feet up, right?
Yeah, I can never really think of a good height, so it varies on day to day, depending on when you ask me. But
Can it be? Hold on. Let me look at some things and ask you a very inconspicuous question about how high is it? Does it happen to be
are you talking about you doing your fucking
maybe con save?
your thunder one or
My
a?
thunder one. Is it happen to be 90 feet up?
It's higher than that.
91 feet.
91 feet. Sorry.
No, it's much higher than 90 feet. Like
Yeah, that's fair.
1 to 150 probably. I'm trying to think of like what would be reasonable, and I'm having trouble.
I mean, a
picturing it in my
10-story
head.
building is about 100 feet, so that's pretty
Yeah.
fucking tall.
And so, but looking at these actual anchor points, the stone is different than any stone you see around. What the fuck? Sorry.
What?
perfect. Me playing D&D all the time. My cat has been doing laps up my desk and around onto the floor.
This
And
is
so,
my
yeah,
favorite picture.
where the points are where the chain is anchored, you can see it's like a stone area, and this stone seems different. You haven't really seen stone like this before. Nobody here is a dwarf, so we're not going to get into the stone work.
Chalk's a druid.
We speak to the stone.
He knows what a rock is.
This is
Yeah.
old rock, like
Old
ancient rock,
Chalk
not new
asked the
rock.
rock about its origin.
Yeah, I want like the long history of the rock.
What spell are you casting to get said?
Speak with
Uh,
rock.
I can't commune with nature.
This isn't nature.
Ooh. Almost, it's a
You can't
space
just
rock.
talk to a rock. Like, I don't think
Well-
that's a part of commune with nature.
Sure.
If you
it's-
believe enough, it can be.
Yeah.
But looking at it, it definitely, like, this screams like old elven. Like, from the before times. Previous age.
Hey Laurel, what do those rocks look like to you?
Laurel, go
You're-
talk to those
You're,
rocks.
you're from a previous time. Talk to the rocks.
Yeah, does
Technically,
Laurel
so are
recognize
you.
this particular rock? That was a joke. I'm not.
But if it's true,
Are you going to check out the
Unless-
rock, Laurel?
Sure, that was a leading question. She'll look at some rocks.
You go to, you walk over to this giant thing, and you go and you just look and you just go, you float around it. You go to put your hand on it, and it just kind of, it curves around it.
curves around like she can't put her
She's
hand on
missed.
the rock.
We're missed.
No, I know we're missed. Look,
My question is, does this look like there's anything like a magical alarm that if I turned not into mist, I would set off an alarm?
Not that you can tell.
All right. And so it's like suspended by chains, big fucking chains, correct?
Yeah.
Then she's gonna like hover above
Or
one of the
this-
chains.
The main tower is pulling up and tethered down with chains.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, she'll be close to the big rock, or the old rock, rather.
At
And-
one of the anchor points near one of the smaller towers.
Yes. And we'll revert.
Which one?
How
What
many are there?
There's 5 of them. There's the Fothra Tower, there's Zumdi, the Farabella,
so
the
there's
Karnala.
a forest tower, a book tower, a city planning tower, a food tower, and a magic tower.
Magic Tower.
Okay. So you start to form near the Yeldov Tower, and I don't know if your rest of your group is kind of hanging around.
I don't know if we notice. I think
Along,
Avian is
if I
just
see.
looking at other things.
Okay. So yeah, a minute goes by. Laurel, you are the tiefling. Know the cloud. You've been downloaded to reality.
Oh, okay.
You're a cloud in the cloud. No, you're not.
I understand.
Bad joke.
Yes.
I get it.
I can't wait for you to tell me, oh, you don't know anything about rocks, you idiot. And then we've just like blown our cover for no reason.
But it's fine.
Perfect. I expect
And-
nothing less from us at this point.
So you put your hand on the rock. It's smooth
And it
to
feels
the
solid.
touch.
Yes,
It
it's
is
a
quite-
rock.
It is quite solid. It is cool to the touch, even though it is out in the direct sun. That is
Okay.
a fun tidbit.
Is it a fun tidbit or like a magical tidbit?
It's only we don't know. We'll have to find out.
Can I find
Give-
out with Nope, I can't because I don't have that. Cool. Can I smite the rock? Because that's how I learn things about things.
The more
Love
you
it. Don't
smite, the
change a
more you
thing.
remember.
No, you're not smiting the rock. You can, I guess. I'll let you
No,
use up when you.
I'm kidding. I'm
Okay.
kidding. Yeah, she just kind of puts her hand on the rock, thinks, what the fuck am I doing? Why did I think this would work? And just looks up at the misty clouds.
And they're floating around. As you stare back, you can see like the sun like ricochet off the the fancy glowy dome that's kind of once in a while just catches the sunlight in a certain way. You kind of look around and then you blink as the sun kind of ricochets and kind of blocks your vision for half a second. You blink and you look around, and the tower's not in the air anymore. The tower's on the ground. There are no chains. That rock you just touched isn't protruding out of the ground. It's flush. And you just hear a familiar voice just say, "Beautiful, isn't it?" And as you turn and reach over with your hand, you just feel that cold rock again. And then as you blink, you look back and the tower's floating in the air. The chains are back where they were. You get the sense that you may have actually been here before.
Shit.
Ooh.
But it wasn't like this.
Ooh.
She looks distinctly confused now, unlike she is thinking, and all of the mist would be able to see that.
I'm so sorry. This mist is oblivious to everything and is exploring.
Oh, here,
Yeah.
see this wee doing
Yeah, the
spirals
little,
and
the little like storm cloud one is like just appearing into every little nook and cranny she can possibly get her hands on.
Amanda looks
I
like
like
that.
that you're a storm cloud. That's great.
Yeah,
Perfect.
always
So-
carrying
so
a bit of rain.
It's her
Is there
tears.
anything else the group would like to inspect while they're doing this? They do see the odd person or two go and get on this floating platform, and it goes up.
Is
The
it
people
automatically
getting
going up?
on.
Oh, excuse me.
Was that sorry?
Does it go up automatically? You
You're
stand and it go up?
unsure. They do stop there and then look up, and then it does start to levitate. It's not fast.
Hmm.
Do the people getting on the platform just look like they're like, at the freaking, like a Disney World viewing platform and they're just like there to
All
have
right,
fun? Or
kids.
are they going for like I don't know if there's something inside of this thing. Like, do they look like they're going in there for a purpose, or are they just like,
They
oh wow,
definitely
you
look
can
like
see
they're
all of the town here?
no. They do not look like tourists. Everybody who's been going in and out is definitely on official business. They are dressed very nicely. They have like either books in their hands or some sort of. They definitely look like they're there for work reasons.
And they do come back out, the same people.
No, the people going in and out are different people.
Okay.
Like it's not like you just go up there for 5 minutes and come back down.
It's like a shift change.
Mm.
It's shift change is also people going in there. Like you're not 100% sure what's going on in this tower. But if you had to, you see official looking people going into the giant big tower in the middle of the city. You can kind of.
There is no other like castle situation, right? Like there's no like welcome to the central political hub. There's
No.
just this giant Okay, great, cool. Guess what? We found the castle, baby. Let's go.
So this is. I
House
was
floating
thinking
castle.
that they were going into the egg thing this whole time. They're not going in the main egg thing.
They are going in the main egg thing.
Yeah, which
Oh,
is the
okay.
castle, which is the quote unquote defunct for all intents and purposes.
Interesting.
But there's no king or queen or hierarchy here, right? It's a council.
Yeah,
So this would be
it's
much
the-
more.
it's a parliament
to-
building.
Pretty much, yes.
And
Okay, okay.
It's big old city hall type of thing. There's probably where people go to hear court cases and stuff like this. Again, normally this is not a giant floating tower. It's normally down on the ground and probably has much more easier access points at that point.
so Laurel investigated the Yeldove one, the magic tower, or the
Currently
rock.
standing by the anchor point there as of right now. I don't know if they're planning on re-ghosting or what their plan is. But as of right now, everyone else is. We have four people floating around in gas form, and we have one tiefling currently standing out in an open area. Not open. There's a big anchor next to them.
So, Chaka's gonna go down to the base of the chains.
Okay, which one? Right now we have Laurel is at the Yildov one, where is the magic building.
The food one.
The food one, okay. Which is
Is it-
the Carnala.
Is the chain taut?
Yes, all 5 chains are taut.
How thick are the chains?
Real
What are
fucking
they?
thick.
What are they?
Metal.
What are they embedded into?
It is a half loop sticking out, protruding out of this giant stone. The stone's probably 20 by 20 and probably 10 feet high. You're not sure how much further below ground it goes. Give me an investigation check.
Chaka's not very good at investigating. He got a 16 though.
Looking around the base of this giant protruding spot, you do see what looks to be the stone. It isn't flush. It doesn't meet nicely. It is cracked and around it. It almost seems like this raised out of the ground.
Interesting.
Hey, G.
Here I am chatting away. Okay. I think I'm good. Anyone else?
I was going to check out one of the towers myself, but since Chalk did foods and services, I will roll a die to pick one. All right, that was low, so I'll go to the Farbella one, the development and construction, and see if I can
See what's going on there.
investigate that area. Yeah.
So as you go there, you're looking around. It looks like a city planning type of building. Certain areas look like they're planning like new structures, and you can see like designs that are of the city, but the whole lower, like the outer ring that's like the poor district doesn't look anything like it currently does. It now is mainly demolished, and you have some open fields, you have some nice parkettes, you have some what looks to be industrial style condo buildings, which they look like they're trying to, in their words, rejuvenate the lower district.
Regentrify.
So they look like they're essentially, this is the head of construction. This is where you see people going over permits as you kind of float by. They look like they're doing some paperwork and stuff like that, preparing boxes full of paperwork, most likely to be sent to the record keepers, the Zundi building. You do see, and that's like half of it, and around the other side of it, you do see what looks to be like almost like storage facilities, not big ones, but ones that do house certain like bricks and stone and stuff like that. You assume that most of it, the bulk of it, would actually be somewhere else, not in the. This is like more the planning area. Excuse me. Oh yeah, that's pretty much all you're seeing there. There's nothing. You do see like a drawing or two of the big middle egg, but in all these drawings it's on the ground. You do see the odd one, and they look like they're trying to figure out what the fuck's going on, but you just see a bunch of perplexed people kind of staring at it and then arguing over what they think things do. Anybody else want to investigate anything?
No, I will say that Aviana's been spending actually her time not aimlessly floating. She's been doing the like mathematical like how many feet off the ground, how many feet away are all of the towers from the main one, et cetera, et cetera. She's been doing a bunch of numbers, which is my strong suit, but that's fine. So she's been busy, she's basically not been like wandering, but she's been busy doing that.
Okay. So what is the group doing?
I've got all my recon done.
Is it time to plan a heist?
Yeah. Well, so the only way in we've seen is the platform underneath.
And potentially the observation deck. And potentially
Okay,
the
yeah.
hole at the top.
Can I go towards the observation deck, just like casually floating as a cloud to see if there's any sort of like force field or something that prevents us from
Yeah.
getting on that way? Yeah, I'd like to do that.
So as you get close to it, you do see there is no handrail or anything. So it looks like somebody could easily just walk right off this and fall off the edge.
Oh, way to bring up a sore spot with my leader, man.
As you get close and you try to waft into it, you are hit with a bit of a barrier. Not
Bit of a
like the
barrier.
big force field, huge one that's been powered. This is a much weaker. And as you push on it, you do feel like if you were not just a cloud, that you might be able to kind of bend this like thin layer of magic barrier and push through it. It's not strong by in any means. Like you wouldn't even need to probably push the spell magic on it. It's almost like the air here is just like really, really thick and
Does
kind
it
of feel the. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna ask, does it feel like it's almost like an invisible guardrail? Like, does it stop at any point, or does it cover
It is
the
from
whole
the full
area?
opening. You're like,
Okay.
if someone were to take a run at it and shoulder check this, you'd probably like be almost like be going through like a layer of like viscous material, and then you'd pop through it. It's just to stop
Okay.
people from falling out.
Okay. I can't tell anyone because I'm a cloud, but we'll tell them later.
Jack is going to try to find Alma's cloud.
I mean, I guess you can flag him down because I don't know where he would be at.
He's the like
North
vaguely
side?
yellow one.
I'm going to
like-
assume that
Oh.
at this point,
Being.
if everyone's kind of done their thing, everyone's starting to kind of semi-group together. Laurel, are you still a tiefling, or are you
I guess
going back into a
No
cloud?
one, no one's actually noticed Laurel like be a tiefling. Well, I say that
Yeah.
I guess at the end, towards the end of it, Aviana would have like come to where Laurel is standing and been like, "That's a tiefling." Uh-oh.
Laurel, I've been sitting here trying to think if this is a good idea or not. It's probably a bad one, but Mike, you have tempted me. So, Laurel is like trying to figure out how she can get more information because if she's been here before, maybe that could help being here now. So she's going to keep her hand on the tower and close her eyes and try to like meditate.
On the tower, or you're currently at this
Well, this
The anchor
whatever.
point.
Yes, the anchor point.
Okay, so yeah, you're fairly not well hidden, but you are like you're not out in the open. You are against a 10-foot tall, 20 by 20 big stone thing that's protruding from the ground. So unless somebody is on your side, they wouldn't be able to see you. And this area is not a very busy area at this moment. So you could take a minute or two, but if you stay out in the open, like I tell you, you're not in the open, then I in the next sentence say you're in the open. But if you're going to stay out there for an extended period of time, you will be noticed eventually. But to just kind of take a few moments to meditate and whatnot, that is fine.
Yeah, she just I have no spell or mechanical way to do this. I'm just
Just do
Going
what I
on
do.
vibes.
Do what I do. Just
Yeah.
ask. Just ask.
Can I roll for something with
Hello,
advantage?
Mike. Can I have?
I've invented enough new rolls for you already.
Yeah. Well, look, again, I'm gonna ask. I'm always gonna ask. You can tell me no. I will take a no. I'm gonna ask.
So,
Yeah,
but
she's
go
just
ahead.
trying to focus on the familiar voice
Oh,
she heard and like
Roll for memory.
yeah, honestly, like try to recall
History check,
whatever memory
guys.
she had.
Yeah, thinking on that quick little like mini vision you had there, or a quick memory, you definitely know whose voice it was.
Mm-hmm.
Someone very close to you, and you feel like you've been here with them in a positive way, not a trying to murder them all.
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't seem like, from the thinking back on it, it wasn't in the current state. It wasn't like it is now. It wasn't floating. It wasn't chained. These things weren't there. It was an open yard. The five towers were still there. There was no shimmer in this. The only bright shimmery thing in the sky was the sun. Didn't seem like there was a bubble or anything about that. The area looked a lot nicer than it does now. It was much more pristine. It just had a thing, but there was definitely a. Give me a history check.
20. Total of 20.
Yee.
It's a dirty 20, baby.
Even
Is
though
it
you were,
the-
and
Sorry, I
even
didn't
though
like
you were happy and with the person you cared about, the tension in the air was. There may not have been a force field around this, but something was impending. Like, you're not fully sure exactly what, but there was a lot of tension in the air. And the more you think about it, you can remember people in the distance kind of running around. Not in fear or whatnot, but everyone was moving with purpose.
One question. Can she reasonably get the impression that this would have been after the war?
You're unsure.
Okay.
A lot of tension for post-war.
Mm-hmm.
And the rest of the mists have seemed to have gathered after everyone's kind of done their thing. You do see a cloud floating by. That's face looks particularly flat.
I imagine it's the cloud from Nope. It's a good reference for people who've seen that
Jack
movie.
is going to like be manifest in an alley somewhere.
There is no alleys. This is quite a large area, unless you're leaving, like flagging them and waving them over to an area just outside of this. Think of
Yeah.
it like a giant open area with the five towers. Like you could go
That's
beside a tower or by
what he's
a
gonna
anchor.
do. He's gonna try to find a place, isolated place, and try and figure
Okay,
stuff
yeah,
out.
you can head over to like the buildings that surround this area.
Sure.
All right, I'm coming on over. Turning into myself.
Okay, about a minute or so.
How? Yeah. Jack, once he's figured stuff out, he starts using a claw talon to draw a very crude map on the ground, and he goes, "How that thing? How the big thing keep up in sky?"
No idea. Probably something inside of it.
Well, it looks like it wants to go higher.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that's why the chains attached to big rocks.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
How many rocks we need to get rid of? Or for it to hit the dome.
I was wondering like how many anchor. Yeah, I was thinking like taking out anchor points too, but I don't know how many it would take.
How many anchor point are there?
5.
Jack can take out 2.
I could take out 1 maybe. 3 out of 5 might be good enough, but I'm not sure.
Me neither.
So, but it might be a start. That or try to go inside of it and mess around inside of it to turn it off so it comes crashing down. Seems
Jack
more
could
risky.
do 3 tomorrow.
Oh, we're not doing them right now, anyways. We need the distraction from the band, regardless.
Oh.
I could do 1. If you could do 3, we get the distraction, full on assault. Those other chuckleheads,
That leaves 1.
they could do 1. And again, 3 or 4 might be enough. It might be so much tension, it just pulls it up with it or snaps it off because of
Crashes into dome.
yeah. Well, it's making the dome.
Well, then it takes dome way up high.
It's gonna go with it. Yeah. So yeah, I'm with you. I think we need to take out the anchor points, take out some chains. Let it go on up. Let it do what it's trying to do. We got to see if they can
Alright.
figure out a way to get rid of 1 because I can get rid of 1 for sure. Maybe another one if I try hard enough.
Until you
Wait.
got fireball.
Out of character, don't you have a ring of spell storing?
Yeah,
What level can it store up to?
up to 5.
Just one spell though.
Well, up to 5. So a 2
You
and a
can do
3.
5 level 1s, a
Yeah.
level 2, and a level 3.
Okay, well, it's like Jack can put a spell in that right now, and tomorrow
Can
we
you
can
put
do
a
it,
spell
and we
in
can
it?
knock out all 5.
Yeah. Anyone can put a spell into it.
Oh, that's gonna be tough because I would have to unenchant from it, right?
No.
No, he's just putting a
Can
spell in it for you.
can Almas wait, does Chalk cast it from Almas?
No, you can just put spells into the
No,
ring.
it's like whenever
Okay.
I did Animal Messenger.
Any creature can cast a spell into the rock. Oh yeah, there you go.
Oh
Yeah.
wow, and then
the
Almas
only-
gets to cast it?
Ooh, we're gonna have a
Yeah.
real fun RP moment whenever you get to do this.
Hold up.
Yeah, the only caveat is that if someone else were to try and cast with the ring, they'd have to attune to it, but he's already attuned, so.
So
Absolutely fascinating. What an item.
Hey,
so
yeah.
so if Jack can take out 3 of them in theory,
Mhm.
and Almas can take out 1, and then we apply something into the ring today, so we can take out another 1.
Yeah, that's all of them.
That's all of them.
Yep,
We now have an airborne tower going high.
we do. That gets rid of the problem. I
Jack
like that.
did want to get rid of all the aristocrats and stuff. They'll all, they'll
all-
all be in the
well,
tower.
We
Two
all
birds,
float
one stone,
higher and
baby.
higher and
You'll
higher.
float too. You'll float too.
That's good. We should meet up with the others, see if they have any ideas. But the minute we got here, I thought, get rid of these anchors, and this thing will just go
Okay.
away.
How are you gonna break anchor?
Oh, I'm gonna melt it.
Oh. Jack kind of shrugs.
He's just amateur.
Are the chains magical by any chance?
Detect magic. Are the chains magical? Also, are the anchors magical and the stone underneath it? I would know all that from detect magic.
Yes, they are.
Which one? What is?
The chain is magical, and the
Mhm.
anchor, it's like if you're gonna it has a protection style spell to it.
Mhm.
Abjuration, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, need to prep some dispel magics too.
Dispel them and then take
Like
them
if you
out.
just hit it with a fireball, it probably won't do it.
What if
let's
so what if you use transmute rock to mud on the anchor?
Now you're talking.
Now you're not actually damaging it, you're turning the rock anchor into a pile of mud. It is no longer affixed to the ground because it's now
Delicious.
And yeah, with my plan, I can still get rid of, even though they're magical, like points at them. I could still use my plan to get rid of that one. So,
'Cause even if you can't, it says non-magical rock. So even if I can't target the anchor directly, I can target the area around the anchor, so the anchor is no longer attached to anything.
and I'll look at Chalk like,
Break down
again,
the door when you can take off the door hinge.
just get rid
Or
of
the
the
wall.
house.
This would be
Yeah,
more removing the house. The door stays, but the
What
house is
if I
moved.
just break the house?
Get rid of the house. But I will pull the Chalk. All
Because you're
right.
unsure how deep these rocks actually do go down.
Oh yeah.
We'll figure it out.
You know it's 20 by 20 and sticking 10 feet up.
We'll fix it in post.
Exactly. Yeah, I think we can try that. We'll converse with them because I'm definitely gonna need protection while I'm working my magic. But it's good. All right. And I slowly start turning back into gas.
While they were doing that, was there anything else anyone was doing? I'm going to say at the same time that was going on, Laurel, that's when you had all your, just for brevity of everything.
I will
everybody
say-
doing at the same time.
Laurel wakes up kind of feeling suffocated because at this point Aviana will have come to that point in her math where she saw Laurel standing there and did her best to awkwardly shroud her in this like very dense rain cloud. So it's a little bit like suffocating when you come out of your whatever it is.
She just
So
kind of
there's that.
waves her hand in front of her face.
Float away. Just kind of like vibing, being like, like vibing kind of expectantly. She'll
Okay.
form into a
Yeah.
giant question mark.
After she
Yes.
is puzzled, Laurel will turn back into Mist so that we can meet back up as a group.
Okay. So all the 5 mists swirl around the tower, meeting each other. Where is the mist heading?
What's that inn called again?
To the
That
end.
one.
Zenfly in.
Zenfly.
The Zenfly Inn. Is the correct?
Yep.
All right. Give me. Guess it would be survival. Whoever's trying to lead the party, I'll take 2 survival checks.
Who is leading the party right now? Tally, absolutely.
I will say, Chalk, I would have
think
you
I
roll a.
do have a percent. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, Chalk, if you do it, you will be at disadvantage because if you were out anywhere else, it would be fine, and you would do quite well at tracking and finding where your direction is. But being inside a city is not really your forte, in a sense.
Mm.
Do I get advantage because this is also a pub?
No.
Damn it. Okay. It was a
Does
15.
Chalk try anyway? Is the question. Is Chalk is thinking he can do it?
No.
No.
I got a
Laurel-
15.
Laurel
Laurel?
was gonna try because she thinks she's been here before.
Rue.
Perfect.
Good thinking.
18!
Ayo.
Hell yeah.
So it takes a little bit, but harder to communicate via because no one can actually talk and just has like wispy waviness kind of clouds. But it does
We're
take you a
smoke
bit,
signals.
and you're able to get to the Zenfly Inn eventually. But now it's we're into the evening now. You feel Chalk, you would know for sure, but you're getting at the point where you can tell this magic is damn near run its course.
Mhm.
And yeah, you probably have another half hour or so of this magic left, and the group is at what looks to be a boarded up old inn that has a half dangling sign with looks to be a dragonfly that says the Zenfly Inn with this kind of half dangling on a chain.
I seem to remember him saying something about like there's an entrance at the back or some shit like that. So like they don't walk in the front door when they come in here is what I'm saying. So I'm looking for
The
that other
front door is all
entrance.
boarded up.
Yeah. So I'm looking for that other entrance. I think he said it was on the back. I might be misremembering, but anyways.
So you head towards the alleyway, and it looks like there's almost like a cellar entrance, but it is also You see boards all across it, not stopping the doors from actually opening. They open like towards you, and there are boards that go all the way across.
If we're in the back alleyway, I'll try to transform back to Dolly.
Okay, so at this point, I assume
Yeah.
everybody is going back into normal form.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem. So everyone is, the 5 of you are all standing in this back alley looking at the storm door.
Stretching, being a person again
Yeah.
after however long.
Yeah, once transformed, can I try to like open the cellar door or perhaps the back door or see if it's trapped in any way?
Okay, give me an investigation on that door then.
I think that's an 18.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an 18.
Looking at this like cellar door that heads down, it's not too unsimilar from the one that you used to go into Reggie's.
Okay.
So looking at it, you look at the right side, it's all hammered. It's all, these boards are all hammered in. On the left side, you see all the heads of the nails. But looking at it from a side, there's no nail that actually goes through the wood into the actual door. So giving it a bit of a lift, as you lift the right door, all those planks of wood that are covering both doors just lift up. And you're able to open the left door as well.
Okay.
The boards were
Sweet.
only actually nailed through on one side.
Well, before I actually open it, can I like do a perception check or something to see if anyone is watching us?
Sure.
It's a 14 plus a billion, so plus 11.
Plus math.
Plus
Plus
math.
math.
Oh God,
Math
what
has
is that?
been
Maybe if
forever.
I turn 25.
You don't see anybody watching. It's not
Okay,
like you
then
guys just
I'll.
walked upon the building. You did come flying in the mist and unmisted, so
Okay, then I'll open it. I'll be like, ta-da!
okay.
I like
And,
Price is Right. Like, oh, it's open now.
and it is open. It is getting darker. The sun has pretty much set now. So you see a dark area. You're unsure if there's.
I'm just holding it open and hoping that everyone else comes in. I'll just be like,
Yeah.
quickly, come on.
Yep.
I don't see anyone now, but we have to get in fast.
If no one goes first, Aviana will go first. But if someone wants to go first,
Laura will go first.
If you do not have dark vision, you can't really see very well down into the cellar.
out comes the octopus and the dumb goggles.
Oh yeah. No, Almus is just holding Mo's hand.
Oh, almost has dark vision.
Oh, you do
What?
now? Okay, perfect.
Oh, sir.
Divination lets you see stuff.
Well, okay, I have dumb goggles on, okay?
Yeah, you have the goggles of night, right?
The Walmart goggles of night.
Walmart brand.
Oh
goggles
yes,
night,
the
yeah.
Walmart ones. Yes, yes, yes.
Once
I
Jack
can't
has
forget that.
gotten his way into the cellar, he reforms and then he just produces flame. Now he's got a light
Thank you. I
source.
was like, somebody cast a goddamn
Oh.
light spell.
I forgot they were all still missed.
No, they're
Yes, so I
everyone's
was
back
speaking
to-
to
so-
clouds.
no, they're all back to normal things. So yeah, Chalky
Okay.
Abe goes down. He casts produce flame, carries the flame in his hand. It burns away a little bit of cobwebs here and there, but it's actually not for an abandoned building. It's not that bad, and you can kind of see a body shape that has gone through at this point that has moved away most of the cobwebs previously. Chalk, you still catch it a little bit here and there because you are a larger creature than whatever has been coming in and out of here. And going down, you do see a couple wall sconces and whatnot. So if you'd like, you could easily light these torches.
Just lights a single torch.
Yeah. And you do see you are in a cellar. There is a door that leads up. And as you guys enter the walking around, kind of looking around, the door above does open. and you hear Elred say, "Come, we're gonna make a little bit of. We're just prepping a small dinner, and we can discuss what you've found out."
Nice you to open the door for us. Appreciate it.
Yes. If you were unable to enter this building, we would have been very concerned about you infiltrating the giant magic tower. So we assumed this would be well within your capabilities.
Don't worry about it.
I mean, to be fair, we got in the bubble in the first place. The fact that you doubted our abilities is kind of surprising to me. But anyway, that's fine.
And at that point, Mel stops and looks at Elred and just kind of gives them ha 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 ha. Kind of like, yeah, they got you. And he's just kind of like, Mel, shouldn't you be doing something? Kind of thing. He goes, she's like, do not take that tone with me in my place of business.
Get a
Remember where you
room.
are.
Oh,
Jack says, get a room.
She's like, I have one. It's the master suite. There's keys hanging up on the wall behind the bar. Feel free to take a key and grab yourself a room. And she just stops and gets like halfway up the stairs, and she's like, it's on the house. And then walks up the rest of the way.
All right, so
I
have to
hope
haggle.
so.
But-
So, Almas, Flatface, and Jack have plans.
I have comment.
Wait,
Okay.
Almost is flat face.
Yes. Almas,
Okay.
Flatface.
Okay, so let's go comment and then plan, because plan we can plan on. Comment is a
What you
comment.
do with the plan.
Yeah. I like that Chalk thinks flat face is now almost a surname.
Almost flat face. Delightful. All
I
right.
love
Flatface,
it.
Oh. And while this is going on, Aviana has pulled papers out of her bag and is sketching and putting all the measurements of things out while
Hmm.
we're starting with comment, and then we'll go plan.
I'm not sure what your plan entails, but I did find out something when I was investigating the main tower.
Okay. Plan. I mean, comment, plan, tally, commentary.
That means Laurel goes
in
first.
that order.
Laurel goes first. Yes.
Okay.
Because comment might change plan. We don't know what it is.
Mine
do
may
two
also
comments.
change plan.
I've been
Okay.
here before. And I believe, well, I suspect that the body being called back here by whoever wants it was not a coincidence. When I was here, these towers were not floating. They were in the ground. And I wonder if I can recollect that when I was here, there was a lot of busyness happening, a lot of concern among the people around. And I wonder if this is perhaps where the body and the soul were separated. I don't know. That is a supposition, but I wonder why such a great change in the structure would happen, and I suppose that a great amount of power would be needed to do such a thing. And I don't know. It is a suspicion.
Almost sounds like Unis planned it to go to the spot where they were separated from their body so they can redo it again and have a shield up to keep any potential people from stopping that plan from happening out of the city.
I don't know if. And she looks towards Aviana. I don't know who the people were that were being mentioned. This sister involved in the plan.
The sister?
Sister?
Oh!
Lorelai.
What's his name? Sister?
I don't know.
He seems
I don't
to
know.
believe that she is behind bringing the body here. What are
She's
her
behind-
allegiances?
Well, she was one of my old friends who, as far as we are aware, are the people who have been helming most of all of the bad things happening. So her allegiances are not great, which is why dealing with us before she gets here is ideal. I don't know anything about the body being separated from the soul. That wasn't something they taught in the church at all. So I can't tell you whether a marriage is relevant. I can't tell you anything related to this place in the body and the soul, because as far as I was aware, they were the same thing.
As you mentioned, like Lorelai / Kaloon potentially getting married and referring to her, you feel a slight vibration from the hammer. This one slightly different though. This one it
Irritate-
it vibrates to displeasure.
Yeah.
If that makes
I-
sense.
He sucks. We know that.
Is it visible to the rest of us that this hammer is like
Like, is it glowing
reacting?
or anything?
No.
Mm.
It's like your phone vibrating in your pocket.
So,
But like other people can hear the bzz.
Yeah, well, people can see Aviana kind of tapping it.
Hmm.
She knocks on it and just like, yeah. So I don't know if any of it is related.
so,
So
Jack,
plan?
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 Yeah, Jack plan. He kind of like rummages through his pouches and pulls out a bunch of rocks and tosses them on the ground. It's like, yes. So, rocks are places where anchor is. Looking at Almas for like agreement on this.
Yep.
Yeah. And he like takes out a dagger and puts it in the center. Tower. Rocks tie tower so tower does not go higher. Tethered, right?
Yep. That goes.
So we get rid of rocks, tower go. Whee! Problem solved.
Yes, but contingencies. 1, can you make it deep? We do if how deep do magic go? We don't know how deep the chains are. Do you think that you can make it mud deep enough?
We find out.
Question
Mud
2.
Deep.
Contingency 2. What if making the tower higher doesn't make the barrier go away, but makes the barrier bigger? Does that?
Then it protect people.
But
outside
would it
there.
protect the people, or would it just push them away? Would they get caught on the edge of the barrier because nothing can pass through it? So
That's a
would it just kind of shovel everything out?
It's like
And if so, how can we stop that?
even with magic have limit. You stretch it and stretch it and stretch it, it becomes
Until
thinner and thinner, and then
the
go
battery
pop.
becomes too weak. Okay.
I interject for just a
Mhm.
moment. There are people entering and exiting into that tower that may be innocent in all this. Do we really want to send them into potentially the clouds?
I mean, if it takes the source of darkness away, then it prevents the rest of the city from falling into becoming monsters. So it's the best case scenario. It's the easiest, simplest solution. If it does
True, but-
nothing, I will state there is no darkness about the magic of the tower.
It's
Well, then that's
Jack
good to
kind of
know.
thinks for a moment. Jack not worried about people in tower. Tower probably filled with powerful wizards that will make it so people safe, even though tower out of control.
I'm assuming they won't. They won't get the day off for a concert. Sorry.
Jack,
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. At worst, it's well, if they stay in the tower, they'll be fine unless it comes crashing down later. And
Yeah.
it's basic enough magic that Featherfall is not like out of
On
the
a
realm
building?
of possibility. No, for the people in the building.
Oh, I think
Voice
you're
of
gonna cast
God.
Featherfall on a
Oh my
fucking
God, Featherfall
tower.
on the
No.
tower. Thank you.
If they're
Level
people
1
and stuff,
Featherfall.
they'll be fine.
so we
I got you guys.
We turn anchors to mud, and then chains just pull up out of mud.
Yeah, should.
Well,
Mhm.
will we need to get into the tower at any point in
We
case?
will need almost Flatface and Chalk need distraction, so we can work magic.
Okay.
Which,
Well,
to be
I
fair, will be the concert.
But yeah, in the
yes.
courtyard, also cover our backs in
We
case some
can
shit goes down.
cover you for that. Okay, so then I still think there needs to be a slight plan for contingency if you turn
That
them to
doesn't
mud
work.
and the chains run too deep, what do we do?
Mhm.
Because plan A, perfect. Best case scenario.
Okay.
What's plan B? We turn the chains to mud and they don't work. How much magic has that cost you additionally?
How deep? It's like if we get Goldie, how deep? How much stone needed to make it so you can't find an object? Almost Flatface.
It's like a foot.
So
Also,
so Jack kind of like picks up one of the stones just to emphasize. Transmute rock. He turns it to mud. And it's like he just kind of like squeezes it out of his hand until it's just a pool on the ground, and then he dispels it, and now it's like a rock in the shape of a puddle. And he says, "We bury Goldie in mud, then we make it
we're
stone. No one find."
Chuck. We're also waiting on potentially an item that could hide it. I don't think we should act without speaking to Eloise beforehand.
We could hide the well, hiding Adam would be the same thing. It'd be smaller.
I mean,
It's a
it's
good
all.
At least we could have him with us. If we impact it in dirt and rock, it's going to stay here and potentially be dug up and used.
unless Chalk takes it somewhere that no one else can find it.
Yeah, the plan was to put it in a smaller magical hole, and
Mhm.
then that could go anywhere. So it could be inside a magic
Yes.
hole, inside a
Mhm.
hole in the middle of the green sea,
The
on a
Or
bump
it
on a
could
log on a frog.
final
It
contingency.
could be with a red
Plan Z.
dragon girl whose name I'll remember.
No, that's a person. I'd rather
Yeah.
it's better if it's
No,
somewhere
it
that
could be on that island and we just don't tell anyone.
Andrea
But
the Red.
regardless of where we but regardless of where we put it, I don't think we should act until we can see if we can get this portable hole that Almus was talking about.
so
I
that
think
can
we
be
should at least wait.
How
plan
long?
Z then is
How
when
long?
ideally we get this portable
Ideally
hole
tomorrow.
before the show, before we the show, the Fey Pop show, which is the distraction for the chain project to happen.
Mhm.
We get this portable hole, we put Goldie in it, and we give it to you. And if everything goes bad, you need to get out and you need to hide this thing.
Okay.
I will also point out I don't know if it's going to change any of the potential plans we have, but um, the observation deck, there is some kind of force field, but it feels like it's just there to like remind you to stop walking. Like if we had to, we could potentially come in from above and perhaps crash through it.
Okay.
If we needed to infiltrate the middle tower.
Yeah, my
That
last.
was the gist of what I could find, other than there are people entering and exiting the tower.
It's like.
Yeah, I will say the last plan is going in that tower. One reason points at Laurel. Everything Laurel just told us and remembered. Guess what? Hey, Unis is here. Unis is here, or Aviana's friend is going to bring him here. So and where do you think a god would try to hide and reconnect his body? Maybe in the big magical tower where it all happened in the first place. I'm not trying to go in that tower if we don't have to. Just big
That
big
is
heads up.
actually why I think we should make that our first plan.
Oh, you want to go in the tower?
Yes.
Ooh,
So
tell
we
me.
can't take. Okay, explain.
That not makes sense.
I think we need to find out what they are trying to do and how to stop it. And that is the best place to do it.
Yes, we need what I've heard is called a BBEG monologue.
Chat confused.
Last time that happened, half the party wasn't there. We almost died.
This time we'll all be there.
Okay, where Goldie during all this?
Not with us.
But
But we have
Why-
it with us.
why is the fox not trying to steal the bear's food?
Well, ideally by the time
I don't understand nature. Can someone redefine that metaphor?
So the fox wants the bear's food, but the bear is too dangerous. So instead, the fox tricks the bear, steals the food, blames it on the wolf. Why is Darkness not going to steal Goldie before any of this and blame it on kill pixies, blame it on somebody outside barrier?
Well,
Right
ideally
now,
we'll
it's
have that. Oh, go ahead.
right now. It's theoretically the plan, and we are going to ruin it by getting the body out and carrying it with us, so they
I
can't
don't think
steal
we
it.
should go in tower.
Mhm.
It's darkness. It was difficult enough to get in through barrier. And having to deal with multiple magi and spellcasters who created that barrier, all
They
kinds of
didn't.
bad.
Bach, they didn't create the barrier. The tower created the barrier, and it happened automatically. Right?
Yes, but you assuming you the biggest, baddest, toughest people in town. Not
No.
so. You not apex predators at all.
I never said we were.
I mean, like I said, first plan, I want to shoot it out into space. If we have to, we'll go in that tower and I'm with Chuck. Don't want to, but
So
that's
I'm.
scary.
Can we? So we have a plan A, we have a plan Z, we have a plan C. Do we have a plan B? Before we go in the tower, we have tried to turn the chains and untether the turret and raise it up, and it didn't work. We don't want to go in the tower. We have the body on us.
I think that none of these plans matter at all until we find out whether or not we can get this portable hole and put Goldie in it. Because we need to put it somewhere where if there are many mages in this city, they can't find it. A lot of what we're doing is riding on them not being able to find Goldie and immediately put Unis or what's left of Unis inside of it. I feel like we're trying to make a plan without all the information.
I mean,
So we
in
have-
theory, they know where the body is. That's why they invited the band here. Somebody
Has-
knows that the body's here.
Yes,
Already.
Has
but we're relying
anyone-
on them not being able to find it.
Has
I mean,
anyone
know where it is.
tried to damage Goldie?
That's
We could
also
ask
a great
Trixie.
question. We don't know.
D-
Also, Tally, theoretically, we put Goldie. Nobody knows we're here. We put Goldie in the hole, and suddenly they go and track down the Trixie and the Pixies, and the body's not there anymore, and the body's in another dimension, and they can't find it. Talk continue.
Yes, I understand that. It's just we don't know if we've been able to get the items that we've requested.
Jack just thinking that nobody, not even Pixies, mentioned about trying to break Goldie.
Correct. And I think that's
Simplest
because-
solution might just be brute force.
Mm-hmm.
Break it, and then they can't. Unis can't play with it.
Doesn't matter. That's right.
That could be B.
I
Try to get rid of
that
the
could
tower if
be
we can't
plan
return.
B.
Destroy it.
I
Can't destroy it. Go
I-
inside.
I think that's new Plan C, just because we don't know if it'll work.
yes.
Why not it be plan
And
A?
I
Because we
wouldn't.
can do it right now.
I
You know what?
don't
That's true.
think.
Step 1. Step 1 of plan A.
But
Right now, as we come up with this plan, we drink and we eat. Elred puts down a couple bowls and puts a bowl.
You're doing this in public?
yes,
guys are-
we're in the
You're in
hideout.
the inn.
room.
No,
Hideout.
Elred comes out of like the kitchen,
Oh, okay.
and Mel comes out as well. They look like they've found a cask of wine, and they're pouring wine. And they've made a small. It's not very hot. We didn't want to raise attention with steam and whatnot, with starting a big fire, but it should be enough to get us through. And he kind of hand a bowl. He goes, your plan sounds sound, but you told Eloise you would take down this barrier.
That's why go up.
Hypothetically. Also, to be honest,
Wait.
there are priorities. We can work on the barrier once we confirm that the wrong people don't get on an item that may or may not actually mean everything everywhere goes bad. Or goes worse.
And the blue
Elred.
pixie mentioned something along said with her research that something in that tower was causing this problems.
Nothing, I don't know what it is.
Well, there
She's-
could be a person inside the tower that needs to be dealt with. Elred, what would you do?
DM lays out a full plan. No,
Would
Yeah.
you focus on releasing the tower, or would you infiltrate the tower? I'm all for infiltration, and it seems like Laurel is as well.
Elred stops and he's just like, I would infiltrate the tower and destroy whatever is causing this. And he takes his like little dagger eating knife, stabs it in the table. And then Mel's like, oh, that's all he thinks about. No, you definitely should not go in that tower. No good can come of it. Send it to the moon.
What do either of you know about this tower?
Yes.
It
Yes.
just rose one day and the barrier came.
Historically, what do you know about the building historically?
It was where where the council met. There is a council's room. We've been in it numerous times. Alois would bring us there sometimes. There was a nice area you could overlook part of the city. I bet you can get even better look now that it's so high in the air. There was the giant council room that was supposedly where the ancient elves met and decided their plans there and seek their council meetings. I don't know how this barrier came to be, but it's not as big on the inside as it appears.
So what
It's
what
smaller
could
on
you
the
tell
inside.
us? Yeah, it's the opposite of a TARDIS.
Wee-oo.
Well, it's quite
Um,
solid.
It's about playing with two elves.
Could you draw up something and maybe give us an idea of what the interior looks like, as we've never been inside of it? Or could Eloise grant us access? The concert's not for a few days, right?
We're unsure. That's one of Alois said that was one of his top priorities was to actually find out when the concert will be.
Well, hopefully we'll have a couple of days, of recon. We could. Do you think he could grant us access if we asked for it?
We will have to see what he does. I believe, I don't know with lately, unless you have proper business to be in the tower, they have been tightening up who they've been let into the tower in the recent weeks. As we've had supporters on the inside of the tower or inside of the bubble that things have not gone so well for.
If we
But they were not as
couldn't-
capable as yourselves.
If we ourselves couldn't get in, do you think that you could recall the layout of the inside of the tower? Because that could be a huge help.
He's just kind of like, he goes, Mel, can you work on that tonight? She's like, yeah. I think that's something I can, I just got to think about it and remember it. Might not be the most accurate, but
I think anything would help in case we have to go in there.
she's like, yeah, after a couple glasses of wine, I think we'll be okay. I can get this.
And Aviana will finish up like the last of her design, like the bits of like all the layouts of stuff, and say, I think general plan wise for day one, it's fine until we get more information.
Yeah.
Unless anyone has anything else to add.
Jack kind of like pokes Aviana. What if
No.
Goldie is anchored?
To what?
This world.
Yes.
To this world? Mm,
Wait,
It
not
is a
to
god.
be meta, but we
It is
know
the
that
body
there's
of a god.
yeah.
There are things you cannot put in whole because it is anchored to this world.
Or
You
it
think a
goes
bag of
bad
holding
like the
bomb was
time.
bad?
Yeah,
Wait,
or
you
it
see
goes
what
bad
happens when
like
you
the
put a
time
god in
you
one.
almost accidentally blew me up in a church in a in a city. Okay. It's another plan B. Or another problem with the plan. So I guess at that point it is almost you have mage hand, right?
Yeah.
Could
do as well.
So perfect. Both of you. Okay, we have mage hand. So in that case, if we try to, can we theoretically set it up so that mage hand can drop the portable hole, or like do something to put Goldie in the hole so we're a safe distance away?
Yeah.
And
we
if
can
it
do that.
doesn't work, then we have a different problem, because Chalk does have a point. If there is something about this body that is about, well, if the plan, I don't know what point we're at anymore.
It's like
We'll get there. We'll
it's
get
like
there.
Chuck kind of just like waves his hand. Just try break Goldie first, then
Yeah.
work from there.
Step one, take away the
1A,
problem. Step
Destroy
two,
the body.
put him in a hole.
Step 1, this. Step 2, step 3, question mark.
I-
Step 4,
We all
profit.
die. Step 4, TPK.
I will point out that if our plan is to try and destroy Goldie, that we can't tell Trixie and the Pixies. Based off of our interaction, I'm not sure if they would be okay with that.
Their opinion
So
doesn't matter
maybe
to me.
we.
Oh,
Like,
Yes, but I'd rather not have to fight them if we don't have to. So maybe we say, "Oh, we're putting them in this portable hole," and then we get it out, and then we get in the portable hole, or we pull it
Take
out,
it
and
out of the
then we
portable
try
hole.
to distort.
You can climb
to
out of a
destroy
portable
it.
hole.
why are they afraid of breaking thing to save world?
I don't know. I'm not sure if they're afraid. I think that they're more into branding.
I think they just don't
And
believe these random
having
strangers that showed up and said, "Hey, give us the thing. We'll take care of it."
that could also be a thing. I think if our plan A is to destroy Goldie, maybe we don't tell Trixie and the Pixies. That's my advice. I just wouldn't tell them. So maybe we
Agree.
keep that between ourselves for
Mhm.
now.
Okay.
Big agree.
What is best way to try to destroy Goldie?
Great.
We
Melt.
haven't fought robots or golems
Only
before,
one
right?
person has ever tried to fight anything like this.
Almost.
when
No.
Oh,
Laurel.
Was it me?
when no
It's
when
Was
Laurel,
it Chalk?
when
the one
Oh.
who was literally in a.
Look, Spaceman fight robot is a sensible thought to have.
Yeah.
Get off my back.
when Chalk poses this question, Laurel just says, "Nothing can destroy it. Nothing that has ever tried."
Nothing's never met Chalk before. Okay, so We can still give it the old college try.
Yeah, we'll know more tomorrow. There's nothing to worry
Mhm.
about at the moment because we can't
Yep.
mess with it. So
We've got some basics down. Again, yep. More information is never bad. We have, hopefully we'll also have a date of a timeline. And hopefully this timeline happens before Kaloon gets here. Before my friend arrives.
yeah, if they aren't already in the
Oh,
tower with
yes.
Unis.
Avi, before that happens, is there anything that you can help us, like, that you can tell us to help us prepare? I know a little bit, but I don't know what
She's an
everyone else
expert
knows.
hunter.
Okay.
There is a troop that are guardians of the forest. Essentially, their goal, from what she explained, was to preserve the balance between the wilderness and civilization, both ways. And that's where she trained. So she spent a lot of time learning to hunt things down.
Especially people.
Especially people.
So she's a ranger. No, just kidding.
So keep an eye on that. Generally, she fought hand to hand, so there's no worried about. Theoretically, there's something to be worried about of getting assassinated from afar, but I wouldn't put it past her to having those skills. Keep that in mind.
Tali will keep that in mind, but ignore it during combat.
Yep. She's fast. She's beautiful.
Okay.
And she still comes from nobility, so understand that she has all the skills of a noble woman who is used to getting used to figuring out how to talk her way into what she wants.
This is all good to know, and I'm glad.
Also, fuck Glasser. If you get a chance, put an arrow in his head. Thank you.
That I think we know based off of everything that happened in that dancing town, right?
Yeah, I figure if there would have been a long, like, he sucks. The Glasser family's the worst. It just as they were doing it.
Yeah. Well, I think this is all helpful, and hopefully in the morning, once we hear back from your friend, we'll have a more solid plan.
Mm-hmm. And again, from what I understand, Alois is a good man. When Lorelai
very
was in
much seems like it.
When Kaloon was in a bad situation, Alois was the only one to help her and look out for her. Alois is the only reason she knows everything she does.
I know that at some point, once we're done having a group conversation, I would like to try and pull. Wait a minute. Before I do that, does anyone else know that the hammer has been talking to you?
Laurel.
Just Laurel?
Was that out of character? Yeah.
I feel like it's maybe come up before in general.
It's definitely glowed in.
I'll say for
times.
the sake of it, it's definitely come up in a conversation with everybody. So everybody's aware that this hammer is
As your best
doing
friend,
shit.
in my eyes, it better have come up, okay?
It's one of those things that people have noticed, and this no one seems to talk about. And anytime it's kind of somewhat been brought up around fireside chats, it gets kind of disregarded by Aviana pretty quickly.
Well, I figure she's been like, yeah, it's been trying to talk to me. I'm ignoring it. Is essentially, I think, the gist of what everyone's aware of.
I mean, I live in your dreams. I know what's going on.
Get the fuck out of my head.
If there's a chance at some
That's
point,
why I can't talk
like...
to the hammer. You're coming to see me every night.
Oh, okay. No.
Here we go with the Laurel thing.
All right, before we get into the potential hammer talk, it's not quite yet hammer time.
Hammer time.
Yeah, Alma says. Oh, go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say before that, is there anything anyone else wants to do?
Yeah, I have one thing I need to do before we wrap, so everyone keep that in mind. Unless you want to throw to me.
Yeah, do your thing.
Okay, so I guess we're finishing up. We're going to our rooms. I'm gonna be like, whenever the principal calls you to the office and you're all standing at chairs outside of my office. First, I'll bring Chalk into my room. Be like, all right, bring him in. Come on into my room. Close the door behind you.
Sits on the edge of the bed like it's a desk. Fold your hands over. Props one knee over the other and folds your hands.
Let's talk about it.
Doc, do you go into the room willingly?
Yes.
All
It's
right.
flat face.
Blood
Exactly.
packs for everybody.
Exactly. He'll look to him. He's like, all right, I know you want to do the ring, and store it. It's between you and me. Don't tell anybody about this, all right? You're going to keep it between us? Be quiet? Can you keep that? Actually, we're going to speak in Draconic, actually, specifically now.
Yeah.
Just in
me,
case.
you in the podcast.
It's just me and you. All right.
Yeah.
He's going to take out his left eye. He's going to like open his eyelids open and just like pull it out. There's no gore, no blood or anything like that. It's completely clean as he pulls it out. And he's like, all right, go ahead and put it in there.
That kind of scratches his head. He's never actually encountered that before. Okay. He puts the transmute rock into the gem or whatever, the ring or whatever. Like, what happened to your eye?
Oh, it's been gone for a while.
I could regrow it.
Nah, I'm used to it now. I actually kind of like it.
Okay. Any idea how to break Goldie?
We can try. I mean, we can throw big magic at it. That's all I can think of.
I don't think big magic gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll just have to see. Might not be able to. By the way, what level is Transmute Rock?
It is a let's see, level 5.
5. Okay, so I'll take the whole thing. All right, cool. Yeah, Chuck, we'll look at it in the morning. We'll see what happens. But again, I don't want everyone knowing about the eye thing. And I'll put it back in. All right, send in Aviana.
As Chalk goes to find Aviana, she's quickly gonna go, "Hey, I just wanted to kind of apologize for how Tally kind of went at you for not trusting Alois. I was going to say that you were right to be suspicious, but I had a theory that because he was a knight, he probably wasn't in town for a lot of the darkness corruption stuff. And based on what I knew of him as a person before, in combination with that, I figured he would be safe. I just I should have spoken up and I didn't, and I'm sorry.
No one's safe. Everyone suspect, says Jack.
Yeah, I'm safer, I guess, was my thought.
Okay if we kill other person?
The other brother?
No,
Oh, look.
No.
Which one?
The huntress.
I don't. Aviana kind of does the pause that like, and you can see a lot of like the kind of thought process of the 1,000-yard stare of like, I want to say no. And she eventually says, unless you can think of a way to save her, then I can't tell you that she can live.
I tried saving a bear. Did not work.
I know. I'm just hoping it might be different if it's a person. And again, and she'll like kind of like slap the hammer and be like, "I'm not one to talk. I can't."
There's a big difference between darkness in the body and darkness in soul. If the
I know.
darkness in the soul, we can't do anything for her. If it's only darkness to the body, we can burn the body and save the soul.
I disagree with you to a point, but I don't know the solution. So you are correct in this one because I'm still here. Not tip top, but
We aren't going to be able to save everybody, says Jack very bluntly.
yeah, I know.
Many are going to die.
Yeah. Yep. So, okay, all Miss Frey wanted to see me.
He points to the door and walks away.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay.
Enter if you dare.
So she takes a second to stop herself from crying. Collects herself a bit, the equivalency of just like slapping at her face to make sure her eyes don't look super red, and will step in and yeah.
He'll like motion to the bed to sit down. Peanut.
Peanut? What?
Here's a bowl of peanuts.
He's a like,
That you were calling her Peanut.
Peanuts.
That
Oh,
you
Miss
like it.
you.
Just close the door behind you.
They're a great snack, okay?
All right. It'll sit
He
down.
roasts them himself.
Yeah, they're great. I'm going to try something because I've got suspicions. Do you have?
Please don't remove curse me again.
No.
I can't. Okay,
Oof.
good.
Oof.
Do you
I
have
can't do that.
either a picture or description or like a personal item of your hunter friend?
God, Alviana will take a hot second to unlace one of her shoes, and as she's going, again, the story of we were younger, she wanted to go free running, and I was kind of the only one awake at odd hours of the night, usually in the library. And when we went, wasn't like I wasn't the best at it. I wasn't very good. And part of it was the fact that I didn't have very good footwear, and she's very particular about shoes. So she had these kind of made for me, designed to fit my foot. Like they fit perfectly. I will never need another shoe in my life, most likely.
Pretty nice. I'll make sure to take good care of it. And do you have a drawing you ever did or anything like that?
The art is not my strong suit. I'm going to be honest.
Okay.
And she'll kind of pull out the drawing she made earlier today to pinpoint all of the like tower locations, and they're all very clumsy, like circles and like diamond shapes, and like lines and numbers in like terrible chicken scratch scrawling.
Gotcha. No worries. Okay. Stay with me for a second. And I'm going to concentrate. I'm going to cast Scry on, what's her name? I always forget her name.
Kaloon and / Lorelei, both names have come up.
All right, yeah. Lorelei is the one I was thinking in my head. Making a Scry on Lorelei. I have a possession or garment, but I have never met the target. So a +1 to wisdom saving throw for Lorelei.
Son of a bitch.
What? You're going to really love the next one, Mike.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so they make the saving throw?
Yeah, you make the saving throw. With you only get a +1.
Okay. And it is a wisdom?
Yeah. Oh, the tension.
Ooh.
14.
It's a fail. What's Lorelei doing right now?
Ooh.
Is it a visual scene?
I get visual and audio for 10 minutes. But you just tell me, you're not telling me the whole 10 minutes, just tell me what's going on.
Yeah. What you see is them in some sort of large building. You see them standing by the window, looking out. You see almost like palm trees. And where they are, it's warm. And then they just kind of stop and look back like, will they be ready? And you hear a voice say, yes, they will be ready. And then she stops and goes, good. We march in 2 days. And that's where it cuts off.
All right. I'm saying that out loud as it's all going down and explaining what I saw to Aviana. Tropical doesn't seem like here, but marching in 2 days also sounds very bad.
Yeah, tropical is Pelaros. There is no part of Revlon that's tropical, right?
Revlon is not tropical. Pelaros isn't tropical. It's woodsy, but like
Which one's the tropical one?
Grotria.
That's it. Okay, which is where, of course, because that's where she was. I remember everything. Okay, so she's
Other
on the
side of the
she's-
planet, thankfully.
She's still far. And if they're marching in 2 days, how far is that from where we are?
Other side of the world.
Other side of the world. Okay, so two things. First of all, it's they have a military plan there, which means that they are going to be occupied for a potentially long time. Option 2 is that the weirdness with 1 second. The weirdness with the teleportation does not fold over to them, so they can theoretically get here fast.
Yep. Or 2 days, evil god Unis' plan is going into action, attacking everybody everywhere.
True. Yes, that could just be the go. Be ready. Yes, so that might be 2 days might be our limit before everything goes very bad. Okay, so that's more likely and the better timeline to look at. So we have 2 days before the end of the world. Oh, okay. Probably should let everyone else know.
Yeah, actually, only have one
Um,
person left. Let Laurel in on your way out.
Yeah, okay. I'll let everyone know before bed that we have some more information potentially, and we'll go from there. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. So Aviana will leave, flag down Laurel, be like, hey, Almas wants to see you. Also, we might have 2 days to fix this before everything goes bad. And then immediately pop out and go tell Chalk and Tali basically the same thing. Except for Almas doesn't want to see them.
Laurel, are you going to Almus's room?
Sure. She just kind of like listens to Aviana, looks confused, but heads over to where Almas is.
All right. Come on in, close the door for me, please.
Fine.
Thank you very much. It says that to be weird. All right. So, when you first met us, you were on a mission from the evil god, correct?
From the church, sure.
Yeah. But you met Unis though.
Not recently.
No, not recently. The only question I asked, do you have did they hand you anything? Did they give you a weapon? Did they give you instructions? Did they give you anything at all?
The church?
The
I
one
did
giving
not.
the orders.
Mike, I don't think she actually met Unis.
Never met Unis, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
She
Did the church
just
give you
says-
anything?
She said they gave me some coins and a diamond.
All right. Hand those over, please, just for a second.
She'll pull out the diamond and hand it over.
All right. Mike, you can tell me, are any of those items given from Unis?
Unis? No.
Okay. So that doesn't help. That's fine. But I have met Unis and I know what they look like. So scrying on Unis at a -2 for your save. Wisdom save.
28.
Well, don't see that. I would love if they failed and they were just like in the next room. That'd be great. But okay. No worries. 28, I don't see anything. Laurel, thank you very much. I've learned a lot tonight. You didn't help as much as some of the others, but it's fine. We're all friends here. Good evening. As he like walks towards the door and holds it open for you.
What did you mean
do you mean?
earlier?
What are you talking about?
You
Specifically?
said no one is going to be jumping into the body.
What do you? No one's gonna be jumping in the body. Oh, don't worry about that. I can't do it anyways. It doesn't matter.
What did you mean?
When I was referencing that I would want to jump into an indestructible body, is that what we're talking about?
Yes, that is. I suppose it is less of a I need explanation and more of a rhetorical question to make you say what you meant to do.
Oh, yeah, no qualms about it. I would love to jump into an indestructible body that used to be inhabited by the god of this particular world. That would be amazing.
And do what with it?
Live forever.
Why would you want to do that?
Why wouldn't you want to do that?
Because when you live forever, the people you know are gone.
It's a little different for my people.
Well, you're welcome, I guess.
Thank you very much. We're gonna get some answers.
I doubt it.
We're gonna go in that tower. Believe me, we're gonna get you some answers.
Well, I think we are going in the tower regardless, yes.
Mm-hmm. And don't judge me about wanting a god's body. All right, chill out.
I'm not judging you. I think that you are just making a rash and stupid decision. So maybe I am judging you.
Well, that's what it sounds like to me. I still appreciate you.
Great.
Just saying. If I live forever, you won't be there to make fun of me.
No one will. And she'll walk out the door.
Oh, God, what a good one. I'm not even gonna say anything. Mike, just end the episode. Go for it.
We
All
can't
right.
end now. We have to fix your audio first.
Oh no.
Really, you
And
guys couldn't
so-
hear me? Oh, it's weird. It's recording, but it's not on Twitch.
Well, is it on Twitch now?
Can we fix it in post? Do we
Thank
have
you.
a post?
Thank you, chat, for pointing that out. We had no idea. We kind of have it
Yes,
muted on the
thank
side
you.
because double hearing everybody is not great.
Mhm.
And so,
We're a well-oiled machine here at Misfit Rolls.
Callie with your passive and Chalk with your passive, as Avian is talking to you, you both hear what sounds like a bird
You can hear me
noise.
now on Twitch. You'll have to
Well, you-
listen to the podcast. I'm very sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, you said a bird noise. With
Yes.
my history, does it sound like a particular bird?
No, it just sounds like generic bird noise. And then you see Elrid kind of perk in. He's just kind of like, he goes over by the door. And next thing you know, you see a piece of paper slide underneath the front door of the inn.
Or
Elrid
does this
picks
Sorry.
it up, and he's just like, that's Eloise sent us a message. Opens
Is
it.
this
looks-
is this how he normally sends you messages? Or is this unusual?
This is our normal way of communicating. This is how he's been sending messages well since we've been back in the city.
Okay, just checking.
And so he takes a note, opens it, and he's just like, we have some more information. The concert will be in 2 days. We better prepare.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies
Excited.
and gentlemen, for joining us tonight.
Sorry
Make
for
sure
everyone
to
came
check-
in at the last minute.
Yep. Make sure to check us out on YouTube and on podcast networks all over the place on Sundays
Spotify.
and on Spotify and all those fancy places. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Isle of Misfit Rolls. Play us out.